A line capital AB, 65 mm long, has its NDA 25 mm above HP and 30 mm in front of VP. The end capital B is 45 mm above HP and 50 mm in front of VP. Draw the projection and determine its inclinations. So as we see, this problem has its NDA 25 mm above HP. So when you look from the front view, we can see the distance above HP. So when it is projected, that will going to fall on the vertical plane. You are going to see the distance in VP. It is 25 mm above HP and 30 mm in front of VP. So when you look from the top view, we can see the distance 30 mm in front of VP. When it is projected, that will going to fall on the horizontal plane. So you're going to get 30 mm in front of VP. And you mark this point as small a and you mark this point as small a dash. And the NB is 45 mm above HP. So when you look from the top view, we can see the distance NB 45 mm above HP. So that distance, when it is projected, it will going to fall on the vertical plane. So you're going to get this 45 mm above HP. Since it is the NB, so you write this as the locus of B. And 50 mm in front of VP. So when you look from the top view, we can see the distance in front of VP. So that distance will going to fall on the HP. So this will going to be the locus of B in the top view. So this will be right small locus of B. Then he says 65 mm long. So naturally with A center taking the radius of 65 and you cut an arc. So that's what we do here in the plane. So here when it is considered in the space, you can see here end capital AB1. So this is the line which is in true length because the line is parallel to VP. That is NDA is in front of VP by 30 mm and NB1 is also in front of VP by 30 mm. Since it is parallel to VP, so you are getting the true length in VP. So when you project it, you can see that it is on the true length line. That is A dash, B1 dash. So you have the locus of B and you mark this point as capital A and you mark this as capital B1. Similarly, when you look from the front view, we can see the distance. NDA is above HP by 25 mm and NB is also above HP by 25 mm. So that means capital AB2 is the line which is parallel to HP. Since you are parallel to HP, so you will going to get the true length in HP. So you mark this as small a and small b2 and you have capital A and capital B2 which is the true length line. So that is parallel to HP. So you are getting the true length in HP. Now we have this line and we have this line now. So we need to find out the apparent length and inclinations. So to do that, so first we are going to consider the true length in the front view. When you have the true length in the front view line, so that means when you look from the top view, we can see the distance. And capital B1 is in front of VP by 30 mm and capital A is also in front of VP by 30 mm. So, but actually this in front of VP, NB1 is not in front of VP by 30 mm. It is in front of VP by 50 mm. So with A center taking the radius of ABM, you rotate it such that the B1 will going to lie on the locus of B in the top view. So that is this point. So you're going to join capital A and capital B. This is the line in space. So this will be the actual line. When you look from the top view, that image will going to fall on the HP. So you're going to get this line as small AB. But when you are rotating in space like this, that is the path traced by this will going to be AB1. So that is this line. So here, when you look from the top view, you can see AB1 is parallel to VP. So when it is projected, you can see that AB1 is parallel to VP. A is in front of VP by 30 mm and B1, the small B1 is also in front of VP by 30 mm. So then, but actually, that B is in front of VP by 50 mm. With A center taking the radius of AB1, you rotate it such that it will going to cut the locus of B in the top view and you mark this point as small b. So this is what we have done when you are rotating in the space. Now similarly for the front view also we have to do the same thing. So to do that, so first we have to take the front view true length. So when you want to take the front view true length, that means with A center, you are taking the radius of AB1, you rotate it such that A is parallel to HP and B2 is also parallel to HP. So that means it is above HP by 25 mm and capital A is also above HP by 20 mm. So that means when you 25 mm, when you look from the front view, that will going to be projected here. So this will going to be the A dash B2 dash line which is parallel to HP. Once it is parallel to HP, so you are getting the true length in HP. So when it is rotated in space with A as center taking the radius of AB2, you rotate it such that that B2 instead of above HP by 25 mm, it will be above HP by 45 mm. Till it becomes above HP by 45 mm, till such distance you rotate this. So then you are going to get this point capital A and capital B. When it is projected, this will going to cut on the locus of B in the front view, and you mark this point as small b dash and you mark this as small a dash. So this will going to be the apparent inclination with respect to the front view, and this is the true inclination with respect to front view. So this is how you will be able to analyze this problem. Now we will going to take up individually. So when you are considering this, so here we are trying to find out the apparent inclination in top view. So to do that, we have to take the front view. So when you take the front view line, which is in true length, you rotate it such that it is B1 is in front of EP by 50 mm. But initially that B1 is in front of EP by 30 mm. So it is rotated such that B1 will going to be rotated till it becomes touches the locus of B in the top view, which is about 50 mm from the vertical plane. Then you mark this point as AB1. So actually what it happens is when you are rotating in space, obviously you are getting the top view line, which is AB1 with A center taking the radius of AB1, and you rotate it such that it will going to cut the locus of B in the top view. So you are getting small AB. So this is the dark line what you specify. And that same thing what we are told here, when you are trying to find out the true length apparent inclination in the top view. So first we have to take the front view true length. You know that this is the front view true length. So that means it is parallel to VP. That is A is in front of VP by 30 mm and B1 should also be in front of VP by 30 mm. So you are projecting that till to the locus of A in the top view. So you mark this point as AB1. But actually B1 is not in front of VP by 30 mm. It is in front of VP by 50 mm. With A as center taking the radius of AB1, you rotate it such that it will going to cut the locus of B in the top view, and you mark this point as small AB, then join this. So this is how you will be able to find out the apparent inclination and apparent length in the top view. Now we will going to take the front view. So similarly, if you want to take the front view, I have to take the front view true length and you rotate it. Top view true length and then you rotate it. So when you look from the front view, you can see the end A is above HP by 25 mm and end B2 is also above HP by 25 mm. So that means it is parallel to HP. Since it is parallel to HP, so you are getting the true length here. So once you get this, so you are rotating the true length in the front view to be rotated such that B2 instead of above HP by 25 mm, it will be above HP by 45 mm. So to do that, with A center taking the radius of AB2, you rotate it such that by rotating such that B2 will be above HP by 45 mm. That is also quite evident here. It is cutting here at this point till to become the locus of B. Then join A dash B dash with a dark line and you find out the apparent inclination and the true inclination. Now this is also when you are trying to do in the top view, you can see when you are considering the true length apparent inclination in the front view. So we are considering the top view true length. So you take the top view true length line, which is AB2. So since it is the top view in true length, its front view is parallel to XY line. So you are getting the front view line parallel to XY. With A dash as center, taking the radius of A dash B2 dash, you rotate it such that it will going to cut the locus of B in the front view, and you mark this point B dash and then join A dash B dash with a dark line. So this is how you will be able to analyze this problem in stepwise. We're going to solve this problem by using the sketchbook. First, we will going to draw the XY line and mark XY and VP HP. He says NDA is above HP by 25 mm. So from XY line, you measure above XY line by 25 mm and draw a horizontal line. And similarly, 30 mm in front of VP. So in front of VP can be seen in the horizontal plane. So from XY line, you measure 30 mm below the XY line and draw a horizontal line. Consider any point and then draw a vertical projector so that it will going to cut these two lines at A dash and A. and you mark this point as capital A, and you also mark this point as capital A. Similarly, the NB is 45 mm above HP and 50 mm in front of VP. So above HP distance is seen in vertical plane. So from XY line you measure 45 mm, draw a dash dot line parallel to XY line, and you mark this as the locus of B. Similarly, from XY line you measure 50 mm below XY line and you draw a horizontal dash dot line, and you mark this as the locus of B. Now we know that he says the capital AB is 65 mm long. The locus of B means the end point of both the front view and its true length point lies on this line. Similarly, the locus of B in the top view means the top view end point of B and the true length of the point B also lies on this first line. So by using the compass you measure a distance of 65 mm. With A dash the center, cut an arc on the locus of B, and similarly with the same radius, with A as center, cut an arc on the locus of B in the top view. So you mark this point as B1 dash and you write it in capital B in bracket. Similarly, you mark this point as B2 and write it as capital B because that line is in true length. Join A dash B1 dash with a little bit thicker than the XY line, and here join between AB2 with little bit thicker than the XY line. So we know that this is the true length in HP, true length, front view line in true length. Similarly, this is the top view line in true length. So to find out the top view, we have to consider the front view true length. So we know that this is the front view true length, that is A dash B1 dash. So obviously that should be parallel to the XY line in the top view. So A is in front of EP by 30 mm, then B1 should also be in front of EP by 30 mm. So you draw a vertical projector from B1 dash till to the locus of A in the top view, so that you will going to mark this point as AB1. But actually B1 is not in front of EP by 30 mm, but instead it is in front of EP by 50 mm. So with A as center, by taking the compass with the radius of AB1, you rotate it such that it will going to cut the locus of B in the top view, and you mark this point as small b, then join A to B with a dark line. So that is the line what we are trying to get here, AB in the space. So this is the small AB here. So you measure the inclination and you write the notation, that is the inclination with respect to the top view, which is beta, and it is the apparent true inclination with respect to VP, which is phi. Now similarly, now we need to find out the front view. To find out the front view, we have to take the top view line of the true length. So here the top view line of the true length is AB2. This is the true length in HP. Obviously that line has to be parallel to HP. So that means A dash is in above HP by 25 mm and B2 dash should also be above HP by 25 mm. So with B, now from B2 you draw a vertical projector which should be a thin line, so that it will going to cut the locus of A of the front view, which is here, and you mark this point as B2 dash. But actually B2 dash is not above HP by 25 mm. Instead that B2 dash is above HP by 45 mm, and you have to rotate such that the length of that line will not going to alter. So that is possible only by drawing an arc. So by using the compass you measure with A dash as center, taking the radius of A dash B2 dash, you rotate it such that it will going to cut the locus of B in the front view. Then you mark this point as B dash and join A dash B dash with a dark line, and when you join B dash and B, both will going to lie on the same line. Then only our solution is right. And then show the notations here. So this notation of theta is the true inclination with respect to HP, and alpha is the apparent inclination with respect to HP. So show the dimensions. This is 25 and 30 and 45 and 50. True length only in any one of these planes, but here the true length can be seen in both in front view and also in the top view. So you show it in any one of this position. Then you measure the angle by using the protractor. You measure the angle of theta with respect to HP. That is 17.92 when you are doing it in computer. When you are doing it in manual, it will be 18 degrees. And similarly, apparent inclination with respect to HP alpha, which is 18.87 degrees when it is doing it in computer. When you are doing manual, it will be 19 degrees. Similarly, take the true inclination with respect to VP phi, that is phi will be equal to 17.92 degrees when you are doing it in computer. In manual, it will be 18 degrees. And with the same center, take the apparent inclination with respect to VP, which will be beta. So that beta will be equal to 18.87 degree. It will be in manual, but when you're doing it in computer, it will be 19 degrees. So this is how we will be able to solve the problem in the sketchbook.